You will have to book a ride ahead of time if you're looking for a lift from Green Cab in Madison after drivers were targeted in multiple muggings over the weekend.
The Baraboo community is coming together to help heal 1 month after a controversial prom photo went viral.
And for the second straight year, the Packers will be watching the playoffs from the comforts of their couches.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning. It is Monday, December 17th. We are so close to Christmas.
Yes.
I'm glad
Doesn't
for
look
this
like
nice.
it.
I know.
It doesn't feel like it at all.
I'm glad for this nice weather though, because I have some serious shopping to get done before
Yes.
all is said and
I
done.
think that'll help quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think by the time real winter arrives, we
Real
will be
winter.
thankful
Exactly.
that it
Exactly.
was milder before we went up into it. Here's the deal, though. Temperatures right now outside only around, say, 32 degrees or so. So for the most part, we are dealing with a warmer morning than what we had this time yesterday. Here in Madison, we have seen temperatures drop a couple degrees in the past hour, which was expected through the morning. We may drop another degree or two, but still, we're warmer than we were this time yesterday, despite the fact that a cold front came through yesterday. You have to look at the winds to really realize a cold front came through, and those winds are coming out of the northwest right now. 30 in Janesville as well, 28 rather in the Dells, not 38. I guess I'm thinking of yesterday at this point. But we will see those temperatures pretty much stay put with where they are today. Here, those winds coming out of the northwest at 13 miles per hour here in Madison. And again, any kind of cloud cover is well across the north woods, so we should be free of cloud cover today. We may get some decorator clouds as we head into the afternoon. But plan your morning with temperatures being anywhere from about 26 to 30 degrees, depending on where you are. And by the afternoon, we should top out right around 34. But again, plenty of sunshine. Here's how traffic is shaping up. Lots of folks getting ready to hit the road. We are seeing a bit of an increase in volume, but it is moving. Of course, those slowdowns already showing up near the Stoughton Road and Beltline interchange, which is normal with all the traffic lights that are over there. But so far, we are looking pretty good across Dane County. Hopefully, we can keep it that way for a little while longer.
You know, Chris, I was really hoping for a white Christmas for your first holiday season in Wisconsin.
I have not gotten a white Christmas my whole life, so I'll just add this to another list of years.
You know what? It's going to come sooner or later.
Sooner or later, I think it'll happen. And I've been looking really long term and doing a lot of research, and it's possible that as we get you beyond Christmas and into mid-January, that the Arctic could come on down. So
Yeah,
I will
we're gonna be
take
wishing
this
something
mild
different.
winter for now.
All right, thank you,
before that
Chris.
comes in. Anytime.
6:02 right now, and happening right now, a Madison taxi company is cutting back on its hours in an effort to keep its employees safe. This comes after Green Cab drivers were the victims in 4 muggings over just 36 hours. Between Friday and Saturday, those drivers were threatened, some with guns to their heads. One had a weapon held to their neck. Now, the owners of Green Cab decided it was no longer safe for any of the drivers to be out on the roads over the weekend. Green Cab is now only doing scheduled rides between 6 in the morning and 7 at night until the company can figure out a safer solution.
More robberies to talk about here in Madison over the weekend. One involving strangers storming into someone's home. Police are investigating that armed robbery that happened along South Shore Drive near Monona Bay around 9 Saturday night. Officers say 2 men in their 60s and 70s were in their home when 2 people with guns broke in and demanded money. The 2 victims were robbed and beat up. One even had to be treated at the hospital. Anyone with information on that robbery should call Madison police.
Then 2 teenagers were robbed by 2 other suspects while they were getting into their car Saturday night. Madison police say this happened in the 1100 block of Rutledge Street, right along Lake Monona, just east of downtown. The suspects got away with what police are calling personal property. Madison police are still investigating all of these robberies that happened over the weekend. Again, anyone with information is asked to call the department or the Madison Area Crime Stoppers line.
If it feels like we're talking about robberies here in Madison more than in years past, you might be right. We broke down some numbers for you, so take a look here. Since last Monday, police have reported at least 9 armed robberies inside the city. And in the last week, 2 people have been arrested for crimes related to robbery. Now, to put this into perspective, there have been roughly 18 robberies this month alone. Last year, at this point in the month, there were roughly 13 robbery-related crimes, so we're up by 5. In all of last year, we count about 240 cases. At this point in the year right now, there have been roughly 276. 6:04 your time now. Baraboo community leaders are beginning a series of programs this week to share a message of unity with their residents.
This is all part of the solution the city and school district came up with after a photo from the steps of the courthouse there was spread virally on social media last month. Josh Spreiter is live in downtown Baraboo this morning, where one of the events is taking place this evening. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. Yeah, that event tonight will be taking place at the Al Ringling Theater behind me, and this is actually right across the street from where that controversial photo was taken on the steps of the courthouse earlier this spring. And after it resurfaced and went viral last month, the community came up with a new action plan. Here's a look at that image right now. It shows students doing what appears to be a Nazi salute. It was taken earlier this year, but resurfaced on Twitter last month. Today begins a series called Baraboo Acts Serve to Unite. Tonight, community members will hear a message from two different groups impacted by some form of hate in the past. Officials say it's important to unite with love and learn to grow moving into the future.
And how we can work together to address these kinds of issues moving forward so that other schools can learn from this episode to avoid this from happening.
Tonight is just the first gathering in the series. Tomorrow, the Baraboo School District will also have a Thunderbird Day of Peace which is happening exclusively for students. Students will hear presentations on civil rights, social media literacy, diversity, and restorative justice. Now, security is going to be high this week after several threats were made to the community last week. Investigators found those threats not to be credible, so these events are going on as planned this week. Ladies.
That is certainly good news there, the not threatable threats, but it'll be interesting to see how much security is beefed up there. All right, Josh Spreiter reporting live from Baraboo. Thank you, Josh.
If you take I-94 every day to work, you might want to say in the plans for the construction projects coming to Dane and Jefferson counties. The DOT is hosting a public meeting to hear your thoughts tonight. In Dane County, bridge improvements are planned on the interstate at Ridge Road, Oak Park Road, and County Highway O near Deerfield. And over in Jefferson County, they're going to resurface most of I-94, along with some work to bridges outside Johnson Creek at the County F interchange near Concord and near the Willow Glen Road area. Those projects are scheduled for 2025 and 2026, but they could be pushed earlier to 2021 and 22. If those are areas where you drive frequently, you can share your thoughts tonight at the Johnson Creek Community Center on Union Street. That's right next to Fireman's Park. That's running from 4 until 6 tonight.
The Packers locker room will be open to reporters after we hear from interim coach Joe Philbin this afternoon. Green Bay is officially eliminated from playoff contention this morning after losing to the Bears in Chicago yesterday afternoon. Now, the Packers rallied back from 11 points down with a 10-yard touchdown run for Jamal Williams, dancing it away, and the 2-point conversion from Davante Adams right after. But the Bears took the lead back in the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers ended his streak of 402 consecutive passes without an interception. You see that pick there. It was an NFL record, but the interception pretty much sealed the deal for Packers' postseason fate. Now, final score was 24-17. The Bears are now NFC North champions for the first time since 2010. The Packers will miss the playoffs in back-to-back years for the first time since 2006.
We got 2 games left, and we need to finish this thing strong. You know, play for some pride and you know, just get a win because, you know, everybody loves winning. America loves winners.
We're paid to play this game and prepare, and, you know, I think you set different goals, obviously, because playoffs won't be happening. So I think a good one's probably we can get our first road win of the year.
So it's been almost 30 years since the team had back-to-back losing seasons. 30 years. The Packers do have one more chance to get that first road win this Sunday in New York against the Jets. Their last win away from Lambeau was more than a year ago.
Woof.
Yeah,
those are some
great.
really depressing numbers.
Yeah, but I will say the Packers are the Packers. They're going to bounce back. Aaron Rodgers is still himself, and, you know, it's just a little rough spot for Packers fans. It'll be fine.
Next year. We got this. All right, 6:09 your time now. When I got my first bike, it took a ridiculously long time to get the training wheels off, like years, you guys. But regardless, getting your first bike is a memory that's pretty special to all of us. There's a group here in Madison that wants to bring that same joy and excitement and challenge to every kid. We're talking to the organizers about how you can help them achieve that this holiday season.
No need for fat tires on the bike today.
Nope.
Chris has a couple more days of sunshine before a chance for some rain and snow returns. Your first alert forecast is next, right here on News 3 This Morning.
Temperatures this morning are actually a little bit warmer than we were this time yesterday, but we do have more of a breeze, so it'll feel slightly cooler. Make sure you grab those jackets. By the time we get you to the afternoon, it'll be a little bit cooler as well. But we're 6 degrees warmer to start your morning here in Madison, and already we're starting to see that warmth kind of fade away as temperatures just kind of stay put with where they are. Now, temperatures have dropped a little bit as we've gone through the past couple of hours, from 32 down to 30 now in Madison. Still 28 in the Dells and 22 in Camp Douglas right now, and we still have those winds out of the north and northwest at about 13 miles per hour, which is really going to work together with the drier air to make things feel a little bit cooler, but notice the clear skies. Now, as we go through the next 12 hours, we'll see temperatures maybe drop another degree or so before we begin to see those things warm back up, and eventually we'll see those highs into the low and mid 30s today. In fact, here's how things will play out: 32 degrees by the time we get you towards lunchtime, eventually 34 degrees as we head into the afternoon and evening. Now, overnight tonight, we'll notice those winds shift back out of the east and then eventually the southeast by tomorrow morning. We'll start things off into the low and mid 20s, yes, but then as we go into tomorrow afternoon, that is where we will see more sunshine and a southerly wind, allowing those temperatures to warm up towards about 40 degrees or so. That's with high pressure moving to our south and east, helping to establish a south wind to begin with, but then a warm front moves in from the west, all the while the air being dry. So that does mean we will keep the sunny conditions around, which is certainly some good news. I do think the cold front, though, will have just enough moisture by the middle of the week to bring not only some cloud cover, but the chances for some flurries. So we will keep the flurry chances in our forecast. As temperatures come down towards the weekend, we'll see those highs right around 25 degrees leading up into the weekend before Christmas. And typically we see those colder temperatures around, but I don't think we will see much snow until we get beyond Christmas. In fact, here's how things should play out in terms of temperatures. We'll see one shot of colder air that moves in here right around the 21st, with more shots of colder air leading up until Christmas. Then after Christmas, watch the cold air really kind of begin to pile up across parts of northern Canada. That is what we will have to keep our eye on to see if we can get any chances for some snow around here. Otherwise, expect plenty of sunshine in the meantime today, going into Tuesday as well. By Wednesday, we could see those highs right around 42 degrees. Cooling down on Thursday with temperatures around 36. Another cool down into the weekend. But again, your Christmas does look dry for now. We'll keep you guys up to date if anything does change on that. Now let's go to Jason Ryan with your first alert traffic. Jason?
Good morning. No issues on the Beltline for this Monday morning. No delays of any kind slowing down traffic heading across town. Looking around Dade County, you're delay-free on the interstate and the highways in and out of Madison. Downtown, there's a couple of small areas of traffic buildup. West Wash and North Broome, and also East Gorham and Wisconsin Avenue has some issues. Overall, it's a quiet start to the work week with no real delays slowing you down. With First Alert Traffic, I'm Jason Ryan.
All right, Jason, thank you. And Chris, thank you so much. Thousands of kids in the Madison area do not have access to a bike and the fun childhood memories that can come with it.
Andy Quant is the executive director for Free Bikes for Kids in Madison and joins us now to talk about how we can all help this holiday season. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
I think it's pretty common, at least I remember my first bike like it was yesterday. Why does that resonate so much with kids?
Man, I think it's because, bikes represent freedom. It's the first time we really get to own something. I think transportation is a right, and it gives us a real sense of responsibility and something to be proud of.
And the speed doesn't hurt any, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Downhill does not hurt.
Yeah, it helps you get outside the neighborhood and go explore a little bit.
I know we've had you on before, Andy, but can you kind of remind folks that maybe haven't seen you on about how this all started and why it started?
Yeah, this started a few years back. I was looking for something to do over the winter and mentioned to somebody that I wanted to do something with kids and advocacy, and they asked me to look into Free Bikes for Kids, thought that it was something Madison would like.
And so far in the, 3 years that we've been doing this, you've gathered hundreds of bikes for kids.
Yes, yeah, the first year we gave away 400. Last year we gave away 1,100. And this coming season, our 45 community partners have asked for 2,500 bikes. So that's our new goal.
So this is obviously resonating not only with the families that you're handing these off to, but people understand that this is something that all kids should have access to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a community-wide event. There's 3 stages. We have a bike collection, which is on January 12th, where we ask the public to donate their gently used bikes. And then we have a volunteer period for 10 weeks where people come in and we refurbish all of the bikes. So they all get touched by a mechanic. and then we have the giveaways at the end.
You know, I'm sure the kids' faces are priceless when you're handing these out. What are the families saying to you?
You know, the families, they just really, really like it. You know, one story that we had last year is a boy, he had a bike and his dad had a bike, but his mom didn't. And so he asked if he could get a bike for his mom. And it's really a family event, so now they can ride as a family.
Cool.
That is very, very cool.
Yeah,
and I mean,
yeah.
Madison, you talk about a place with infrastructure that supports this. Is that something you kind of had in mind before introducing it here?
Yeah, you know, certainly. I knew that this is a bicycle-friendly town, and you know, it would resonate well here.
Just to remind folks, we're looking for 2,500 bikes this year, is that right?
Yeah, you know, to give away 2,500 bikes, I'm going to need to collect 3,000. So that's the goal, and we tried to do that on one day, on January 12th.
Is that just because some of them are just not going to be usable?
Yeah, some of them we use for parts, and we'll make one bike out of two and that sort of thing. Some of them are too far gone to rescue, but you know, our yield is up pretty high at this point.
This is a pretty great gift for the holidays. A couple of different ways you can help, right?
Yes, that's right. You know, a great way that anybody can get involved right now is with a financial donation. It costs about $30 to give a bike and a helmet. Every bike gets a helmet. And then there's a volunteer period, so anybody can come volunteer, no experience necessary. And then, of course, the bike donation is a huge part of it right now for us.
Let's talk about that bike donation really fast. We do want to throw up that information right here. This is coming up in January. That's January 12th. It is a Saturday. That is from 9 until 1 at Unity Point Health Meritor clinics across the Madison area. Bring your gently used bikes. Donate them if you can. You know that your kid's grown out of that one, and maybe Santa's bringing one coming up here. You can also donate at the website on your screen there. We'll also have all this information over on channel3000.com.
Andy, such a neat initiative. Thanks so much for waking up early and talking to us about it.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on.
All right,
Absolutely. 6:19 right now. A Wisconsin woman wants to see changes to drunk driving laws here in the state after she was hit by a man she says should have been in jail. We are previewing her story after the break.
And taking a live look outside right now, Chris is previewing a forecast that's going to give you at least one reason to wake up on a Monday. Sunny skies are on the horizon. Temperatures aren't half bad either. They're next when News 3 This Morning returns.
Heading out the door this morning, temperatures are right around 30 degrees. We may see them drop another degree or so into the upper 20s before rebounding into the lower 30s for highs as we head into the afternoon. Do expect plenty of sunshine to come with that, though. Right now in Madison, we are at 30. Winds coming out of the north and northwest at about 13 miles per hour, so it'll actually feel a little bit cooler, like they're in the 20s. In fact, the wind chill right now is 20 degrees here in Madison, 22 the wind chill as you work your way down towards Janesville. In Camp Douglas, the wind chill is 14 at this moment. But as we go through the morning, temperatures will begin to rebound. Anywhere from about 26 to 30 degrees will be our temperature. By the afternoon, expect plenty of sunshine and highs right around 34 degrees. Guys?
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. 6:24 your time now. A Wisconsin woman is speaking out against a law she says failed her, hoping lawmakers will change the way first defense OWI cases are handled here in the state.
On August 9th, Jennifer Kilburn was driving to work when she was hit by a drunk driver. That driver, 25-year-old Jesse Liddell, was pulled over earlier that night for driving under the influence. However, because it was his first offense, he was released to his mother. Liddell got his keys back that night, which led to him T-boning Kilburn's car. Kilburn says this never would have happened if Liddell had stayed in jail.
I think that if we had a law to where they had to stay in jail for, let's say, 12 hours, then this wouldn't have happened to me because he wouldn't have been let out.
Our colleague Keely Arthur took an in-depth look at our OWI laws here, and we'll have more on how first offenders can become repeat offenders within hours in Wisconsin. That's tonight on News 3 at 10.
Still ahead this morning, Josh Breiter is live in Baraboo with a preview of the meeting taking place today to help promote healing and education after the controversial prom photo went viral.
And Madison is one step closer to redeveloping the area around the old Oscar Mayer plant. We'll look ahead to that process and share the morning's top stories when News 3 This Morning returns.
A Madison brewery is helping one of its own the best way it knows how later today.
The Baraboo community is uniting and moving forward under its new community action plan. I'm Josh Ryder live in Baraboo with the very latest this morning.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to the final half hour of News 3 This Morning. It's 6:28 now on this Monday, December 17th. Chris Reese is outside on the patio this morning with all of the Christmas lights. He needs them because otherwise it does not seem like it's December or anywhere near the holidays.
No, we are not going to go up much, though, in temperature today. Let's turn it over to Chris with a look at your forecast. Hey, bud.
That's right. We won't go up much in temperature today, but hey, these lights certainly at least make it seem like Christmas around here. Temperature-wise, it's felt a little bit more like fall or spring as of late, but we do have a very beautiful sunrise taking shape right now. Temperatures have dropped a couple degrees throughout the morning, so right now our actual air temperature is right around 30, which is still, though, get this, about 6 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. Believe it or not, a cold front actually came through yesterday, and a lot of us are still seeing temperatures milder than they were this time. Yesterday, we're at 30 in Janesville as well. Same for our friends over in Monroe. If you're looking for evidence of that cold front, turn to the wind. Yesterday, we had winds out of the southwest. Now they are coming out of the northwest, and that is what's going to help to keep things cooler as we go through the morning. But we will have plenty of sunshine. Here's Weather Track right now showing you any kind of cloud cover as well to our north. If any of that works its way down south, it'll simply be decorator happy clouds. It shouldn't really make things any kind of overcast for the afternoon. Throughout the morning, expect temperatures to be anywhere between 26 and 30 degrees, only to top out around 34 this afternoon, which is cooler than yesterday, but still plenty of sunshine, and I think that's what we'll have to hang on to for our Monday. Another thing to hang on to is the fact that traffic isn't all too shabby right now. We are seeing the volume begin to increase, but for the most part, things are cruising along. We are seeing those slowdowns around the Stoughton Road and Beltline interchange. Of course, there are several stoplights in that area, which would make sense for the slowdowns. But otherwise, throughout much of Madison and Dane County, things are going smoothly this morning. Let's just hope we can keep it that way for quite a while. Guys?
Looking good. All right. Thank you, Chris.
Anytime.
Healing over hate. That's the message Baraboo is sharing today during a meeting to help that community heal.
It's been about a month now since a photo showing what appeared to be students giving a Nazi salute went viral online. Josh Sprider joins us live from downtown Baraboo with what the city's doing in response. Hi, Josh.
Good morning. Yeah, tonight students and community members will hear from a group or two groups of people affected by some form of hate before. It is part of the steps taken by the new community action plan that will be presented during the program tonight. This program was put together after that controversial prom photo went viral last month. Tonight, community members will be hearing from the nonprofit Serve to Unite and also We Are Many United Against Hate. Both groups have a deep background in the matter of hate. It will be a message of forgiveness and compassion, something the speakers hope will help the community keep moving forward.
To me, I'm focusing less on what happened. I'm focusing more, okay, where are we going from here?
Tomorrow there will be a conversation exclusively for students at the school. It's being called the Thunderbird Day of Peace. Now tonight's conversation will be happening here behind me at the Al Ringling Theater starting at 7:30. Security is supposed to be very high this week after several threats were made to this community last week. Those threats were deemed not credible by investigators, but still those events are going on as planned, and you can expect security to be of top priority. Ladies.
Yeah, that security is especially important after that video was going around. They found those flyers outside the middle school. Certainly something we'll keep an eye on. All right, Josh Sprider reporting live for us. Thank you, Josh.
New this morning, Madison city leaders are getting close to finishing a redevelopment plan for the area surrounding the former Oscar Mayer plant. The State Journal reports that plan's expected to be completed next year. The report outlines objectives for a 72-acre triangular patch of land that's bordered by Sherman, Packers, and Aberg Avenues. The priorities include things like maintaining the cost of nearby housing, using infrastructure that's already in place instead of building new infrastructure, and prioritizing the needs of local businesses. The report needs to be adopted by the Common Council before a more detailed plan is created. That process is expected to take about 6 months.
We're getting a look at what the new Alliant Energy Center campus could look like after $300 million in renovations there. The master plan recommends a new exhibition hall with a kitchen and a set of meeting rooms that can convert into a larger ballroom space. There are also plans for a new arena building with a show ring, upgrades to the Coliseum, and a new centralized plaza with space to host events. And a pedestrian and bike path could be built there as well, from the Energy Center grounds to Lake Monona.
The team that created those plans says the Alliant Energy Center, the new one, would support more than 1,400 new full-time jobs and double the number of day trips to the area. Once finished, the project's expected to generate more than $3.4 billion in new spending. However, the plans could be a moot point if the county decides not to fund the project. That money has not been secured yet. An oversight committee will talk about its final recommendations this afternoon. If you'd like to watch the Packers or the Badgers at Babe's Sports Bar on Madison's west side, that building could soon be torn down. There's a proposal to demolish the current restaurant space and replace it with an apartment complex on Schrader Road, right across from Vitance Golfland. The plan is for Babe's to reopen on the first floor of the 96-unit building. Those apartments would be made available to some lower-income families. The developer wants to start work this spring.
A Madison brewery is stepping up to help one of its fellow local brewers later today. Earlier this month, burglars broke into Rockhound Brewing on Park Street and stole a safe containing close to $10,000. Since that business has only been around for a couple of years now, the owners say that theft could make it tough to make payroll. To help out, fellow brewery Working Draft over on East Wilson Street is hosting a Rockhound Recovery Night today. From open until close, they're going to donate $1 from every house beer sale in their tap room to Rockhound's GoFundMe page. Rockhound has a goal of raising $5,000 on that page. They'll donate any contributions beyond that mark to charity.
It's always good to see people helping people, brewers helping brewers.
I was just going to say that. Beer helping beer. I love that.
6:35 right now, and Madison police are still trying to figure out who is behind a string of robberies over the weekend. We'll have an update in the morning sprint.
And I thought about singing this next script, and then I thought better. I'm no Danica over here, but that's a clue to the new program happening at the Dane County Airport this holiday season to make your travel plans just a little bit jollier. We'll share the details when News 3 This Morning returns. Welcome back. So we always ask you to share your morning with us here on the program. Linda posted this picture on Facebook of Lake Koshkonong. Gorgeous sunrise. I just love the colors and the reflection. That's really nice.
Yeah, very zen.
It is. It is. And I'm glad, I guess, that we're going to have sun, no snow for the week, because we're going to get to see pictures like this more often.
There you go. So send them in if you can. Thank you, Linda, for sharing. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it on Channel 3000's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Use that hashtag MyNews3Morning so we can find them and share our favorites right here on the show. All right, so holiday travel, never without a little bit of stress, but the Dane County Regional Airport is trying to help, at least for the rest of the holiday season. The airport is teaming up with local music studios and high schools for holiday tunes in the terminal. Yesterday, the airport kicked off that community sing-along that is open to the public. There will be 60 choirs performing throughout the rest of the holiday season.
Love that story. And I also love this next story. If you're looking to wrap up your holiday shopping, like I am, the Madison Makers Market is kicking off a week of pop-up shops and events to help local nonprofits. The market's Winter Wonderful will run all this week, starting today and wrapping up on Saturday over at the Commonwealth Gallery on South Baldwin Street. That's located between East Wash and Willie Streets. Okay, not a bad day to get out and shop around Madison. Sun's up at 7:30, and it's going to stick around for a little bit. Chris is talking about a warm-up headed your way. A gorgeous sunrise right there, plus a little chance for some rain and snow mess midweek. His first alert forecast is next.
A little bit of everything, right?
Yeah.
6:40 though. First, if you have a kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV. And thank you for watching News 3 This Morning.
Look right now at the west side of Madison. We just saw that gorgeous picture from Linda of Lake Koshkonong. Looks like we're going to get a bunch of pictures today of the sunrise because it's looking great. Chris is talking about the sun sticking around today. We'll check in with him in a couple of minutes. Alliant Energy has the go-ahead to build a new wind project to try and keep costs low for its customers. The state's Public Service Commission has already given verbal approval for a 150-megawatt wind farm to be built down in Iowa. That farm could provide enough energy for nearly 60,000 homes here in Wisconsin. Construction is expected to start next year and wrap up in fall of 2020. Alliant Energy is also hoping to reduce its carbon dioxide output by 40% by the year 2030.
We do want to remind you that today is the deadline to apply for federal aid if your home or business was damaged in August's flooding. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, says they've received more than 1,700 applications for aid so far here in Wisconsin. Statewide, damages from this summer's flooding totaled close to $250 million. People in Dane, Sauk, Richland, Juneau, and Marquette counties are among those eligible to apply for assistance. You can do that online at disasterassistance.gov or by calling the 800 number there on your screen. Hard to believe that that was the case precipitation-wise, Chris, back in August, because we are seeing a very different story come the winter time.
That's right. In fact, things have simply dried up on us. We've seen less than an inch of snow for the month of December as a whole. And this is a month where we typically see about 13.5 inches of snow. But honestly, over the past 30 years, we found that's the trend. You get all or nothing when it comes to December. We've had some Decembers where you all have just gotten snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm. And you had more than 20 inches. In fact, back in 2008, you had 40 inches of snow in December. But 12 times we've had less than 5 inches of snow for December, and this is certainly shaping up to be one of those unless a miracle happens at the end of the month. But as terms of your chances for a white Christmas, we're giving it about a 10% chance. It really does look slim other than some chances for flurries as we go through the rest of the week. A cold front did come through last night. You'll only know that just because winds are coming out of the northwest at about 13 miles per hour right now. Temperatures, though, were slightly warmer than this time yesterday at 30 degrees here in Madison, 30 in Janesville right now as well. The Dells at 28 and Black River Falls at 25. But again, we're watching those winds out of the northwest along with the spectacular morning sunrise coming in out there, but the air is pretty dry, and I do think that's going to keep cloud cover at bay as we go through today as well. Temperatures may drop another degree or two before we begin to warm things up. Expect things to top out into the lower 30s, likely right around 34 degrees or so today, and we'll see that happen as we get you closer towards about 4 o'clock or so, and then we'll begin to cool off from there into the 20s overnight tonight. Notice winds will come out of the east and then eventually southeast and southerly as we get you into your Tuesday. This is a warming trend, and that should send temperatures back towards about 40 degrees. What's happening is high pressure is moving over towards the east. As that does so, it will allow a warm front to swing on through here, but without the moisture in the air, we'll keep that sunshine around. We may get some cloud cover coming in with the cold front behind that could touch off a few flurries. But the bigger story will certainly be the cooler temperatures expected by the weekend. That's where things will be closer to the mid-20s, and then staying right around the freezing mark towards Christmas, which is certainly something that's going to help it to feel like it should for this time of the year. Pay attention to the date, though. I do think we'll see some colder shots of air coming into the picture, especially right before and right around Christmas. Here we are on the 23rd with the shot of colder air that comes on in here, and then we moderate a bit, but the colder air near Canada, that begins to build strong, and I think that could help change the pattern as we get you towards the new year. But 40 degrees for your Tuesday, 42 as we head into Wednesday. Still plenty of sunshine going along with it. We'll have some chances for flurries midweek. Cooler by the weekend with a chance of flurries next Sunday as well. But then Christmas itself looking dry and below freezing. So here's Sam, remembering the summer. I think a lot of us are just asking, though, where the winter went. You know, that's not here, but I'm sure all of us can bask in the sunshine and remember the glory days.
I was going to say, is this a picture from the weekend? Because it was pretty balmy.
It certainly felt like it, but I'll tell you what, I think it's from a while ago.
All right, fair.
All right,
Thanks so much, Chris.
Anytime.
Stay with us. The Morning Sprint is up next on News 3 this morning.
50 right now. Time for the morning sprint. Chris says it won't be quite as warm today as it was this weekend, but there's still plenty of sun to look forward to.
And Josh Spreiter is in Baraboo, where the community there is continuing its efforts to heal following that controversial prom photo. But first, the Green Cab Taxi Company is cutting back on its hours after its drivers were victims in 4 muggings over a period of 36 hours this weekend. Between Friday and Saturday, those drivers were threatened, some with guns to their head, one with a weapon held to their neck. The owners decided it was no longer safe for any of them to be out on the roads over the weekend. Green Cab is now only doing scheduled rides between 6 in the morning to 7 at night until it can figure out a solution.
Madison police have now responded to at least 9 armed robbery cases in the last week. There have been roughly 18 crimes related to robberies this month. That's about 5 more than this time last year. And we've seen a total of 276 robberies reported this year. That is more than 30 more than all of last year.
I'm Josh Spreiter live in Baraboo, where tonight the community will continue the healing process and unite under that new community action plan. This, of course, all comes after that prom photo showing what appeared to be students giving a Nazi salute went viral last month. Baraboo community leaders and school district officials have events planned this week to help the community move forward. The first is tonight, where students and community members will have an opportunity to hear a message of forgiveness and compassion. The conversation will be happening starting at 7:30 at the Al Ringling Theater, and then tomorrow there's a presentation exclusively for students at the school.
Thank you, Josh. Madison City officials are getting closer to finishing a plan for the former Oscar Mayer site. The State Journal reports the Oscar Mayer Strategic Assessment Report should be completed sometime next year. The report outlines objectives for the area, a 72-acre triangular patch of land by Sherman, Packers, and Aberg Avenues. It includes things like maintaining costs of nearby housing to prevent displacement, taking advantage of the current infrastructure already in place, and prioritizing the needs of local businesses. The report needs to be adopted by the full city council before a detailed special area plan is created. That could take until the second half of next year.
We are getting a look at what the new Alliant Energy Center campus could look like after $300 million of renovations there. That master plan includes a new and improved exhibition hall, upgrades to the Coliseum, and a new centralized plaza with space to host events. The changes would support an estimated 1,400 or so new full-time jobs, but the county has not budgeted for this project yet. An oversight committee will talk about its final recommendations this afternoon.
Today is the deadline to apply for federal aid if your home or business was damaged in August's flooding. FEMA says it's received more than 1,700 applications for aid in Wisconsin so far. Statewide, damages from this summer's flooding totaled close to $250 million. People in Dane, Sauk, Richland, Juneau, and Marquette counties are among those eligible to apply for assistance. You can do that online at disasterassistance.gov.
Temperatures this morning are slightly warmer than they were this time yesterday by about 6 degrees. A beautiful sunrise, but the temperature 30 degrees right now. A little bit of a wind chill as well, with winds coming out of the north and northwest at 13 miles per hour. Plan your day, however, with plenty of sunshine and temperatures topping out near 34.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Congress has just days to pass a budget before the government is partially shut down again. That would happen midnight Friday into Saturday. The White House once again demanded that funding bill include $5 billion for a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border, but some lawmakers are saying there aren't enough votes in the House or Senate for that. It would affect about a quarter of all federal departments and agencies. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees may be furloughed until a deal is reached.
We're waiting to find out what a federal court decision ruling the Affordable Care Act as unconstitutional means for about 20 million people. That ruling came late Friday, just a day before the Saturday deadline to sign up for coverage for the next year. A federal judge in Texas ruled the individual mandate was unconstitutional. The ACA will remain in place as the case continues to make its way through the court system. That could take anywhere between several months to several years to resolve.
A new report shows while drinking is still the most common form of substance abuse among teenagers, vaping is on the rise. The survey from the University of Michigan shows the most popular vaping products for teens are flavored, followed by nicotine substances and then marijuana. Vaping nearly doubled among high school seniors. It's now the second highest form of substance abuse behind alcohol.
Amazon is extending its free shipping for the holidays, even if its customers don't have a Prime account. The promotion was slated to end this past weekend, but it's now going to end tomorrow, December 18th. For Prime members, the company also announced it's expanding its list of cities offering same-day and one-day shipping. For those still procrastinating, orders placed before noon on Christmas Eve will arrive by 9 p.m. if you have Prime.
A Madison brewery that lost almost $10,000 in a burglary is getting some help from fellow brewers today. Someone broke into Rockhound Brewing on Park Street earlier this month and stole a safe. Now Working Draft, just off Willie Street, is donating $1 from every beer they sell today in their tap room to Rockhound's recovery efforts.
The Green Bay Packers are guaranteed to have a second straight losing season for the first time in almost 30 years after their 24-17 loss to the Bears. That loss also knocked them out of playoff contention. It's the first time since 2006 the team has missed the playoffs in back-to-back years. Aaron Rodgers' streak of passes without an interception also came to an end late in the fourth quarter. The Packers are now 0-7 away from Lambeau this year. They have one last chance to get a road win this upcoming Sunday in New York against the Jets.
We'll hear from the Packers interim coach later today. Right now, though, we're hearing from Jason Ryan about your traffic. Hi, Jason.
Hey there. Excuse me. Delays forming on the westbound Beltline from Park out to Todd Drive, the heaviest around Fish Hatchery. Plan on adding about up to 5 minutes on your drive. Eastbound still clear of delays. Downtown seeing some backups, both directions of John Nolan and North Shore, West Washington, South Broome, King and South Webster, and East Gorman, Wisconsin Avenue all backed up. Your drive times are slowing a bit with the backups on the westbound Beltline and downtown starting to wake up. Plan on giving yourself an extra 5 to 10 minutes extra behind the wheel. With First Alert Traffic, I'm Jason Ryan.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
We continue to see a beautiful sunrise this morning over downtown Madison. Man, that is beautiful, but sunshine will stay in control of our weather. High pressure gradually will work its way towards the south and east with winds turning out of the south. As we head into Tuesday, that's going to lead towards warmer temperatures before clouds and flurry chances do arrive as we head into your Wednesday. But for this morning, expect temperatures to be anywhere between 26 and 30 degrees. So yes, a chilly start, albeit warmer than we were this time yesterday. By the afternoon, we'll see temperatures right around 34 degrees, staying cooler by about 10 to 15 degrees than we were yesterday. But still, though, plenty of sunshine. And if it has to be a Monday,
there you go.
I think this weather's pretty fantastic.
Exactly. Get outside, enjoy that sun, folks. Enjoy that little bit of a warm-up. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.